everyone, welcome back to Journey to Zoe. Thank you for tuning in. Today I have some people with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Delafo.
Junius.
My name is Stanley.
I'm Irv. Hello, Asha.
Wow.
And together, we're High Five.
You guys are my first guests on my channel, by the way.
Oh, really?
Very special.
Today, so basically we're going to be talking about modesty. And this all started when I saw a video on Instagram. And there was this girl, and she was, you know how they make those videos with like, they're changing, get ready with me kind of videos. And she was saying all the options that she would wear to church. And it was like boob tubes and like mini skates, like very short. Well, for me at least, I was like, I wouldn't wear this to church, but I was like, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being like extra. And then I went on the comments, and some people were like they wouldn't wear it, and then other people like they would. So then it got me thinking, like modesty. A lot of people have different thoughts about it. What's appropriate, what's not appropriate. But I think we'll start from what modesty actually means to everybody, because I think everyone has a different definition of what it means. So who wants to start with what modesty? What do you think modesty is, Stanley?
I feel modesty is dressing in moderation.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Stanley, are you with us?
He's Googling modesty.
To my own understanding. I'm talking in terms of clothing.
Yeah.
So dressing in moderation.
My own definition of modeling. My definition of modesty, I would say that like dressing appropriately.
That's right.
You know, without able to reveal whatever your body part.
Modesty is like our attitude to several things like dressing, money, food.
Word.
Interesting.
Food. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like how?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So for example,
Like
if you go to the party now, you won't go and serve yourself the whole bowl of rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big portion.
I should.
That's
probably
a good way to put it.
Yeah, delightful.
I'd say like covering up as well, and also feeling like comfortable in what you're wearing as well.
The only way we know modesty to be is relating to women
Clothes.
and your dressing
Yeah.
and covering up. So
But there are different. Like,
but in the it just always relates to that. So it's the
Clothing.
first thing that came to my
Yeah,
head.
as soon as someone says modesty, you think of women, you think of clothing. Most of the time, right? For me, I think modesty is, yes, like I thought of clothing straight away, but I also thought of like in the form of how you represent yourself, how you speak as well. The way that you speak and the way, what you stand for, if that makes sense. So I feel like if we're talking about the clothing sense, I can see what you represent kind of through what you wear. Does that make sense?
It does.
Does it kind of make sense?
It does the way.
You know, if we're talking about clothing and modesty and the sense of going to church and this and that, maybe this one is first for the girls more of, but what are some of your experiences with like modesty and people telling you, maybe having experiences about what you wore, maybe there's always an auntie somewhere.
There's always an auntie. There's always an auntie. There was always an auntie that will remind you. It's all the aunties.
It is just good. It's mostly the aunties. Some uncles, but uncles.
Uncles always be watching.
But the way they
So like, do we have any experiences that? Experiences that
I wouldn't say experiences, but I feel like if you're comfortable with what you're wearing and your parents don't say anything as well as you're going to church, I feel like that's good enough.
No, but that's fine now. Like before.
No, I don't have. I honestly.
You didn't have any? No? Huh? It's only me that went through shaking.
No.
You guys do anything? Yeah.
No, because like, if I guess growing up, like going to church, it was like always been like always be covered, cover your important You
parts.
know, nothing too skimpy, nothing too tight. So
Yeah.
always loose, always that. And so like in the morning when you're getting ready for church and Sunday and you're tired and you just want to grab anything and go, you always can't do that because you always have to have that extra stuff.
Yeah.
Going through your clothes, which one fits, which one is about like past the
Which one's
knee,
too short?
exactly.
Which one can I
And
bend?
then you always get sent back if you don't dress appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, I had like many experiences, and the thing is, me looking back, the clothes that I wore, for me it wasn't bad. It was fine, and a lot of the times I always thought to myself, well, it was me, my mom, and dad that would go, and if my parents had seen me in what I'm wearing, then there shouldn't be a problem. But I think as I got older, I started figuring out my own sense of style, what I like, what I don't like, and as I built my relationship with God, it wasn't really based off anybody telling me repeatedly, oh, what you're wearing is short, or what you're wearing is too revealing. It was more my own journey, because I watched something else and I saw this lady, she was saying, you know, if someone, she used to go to a church and there was this person that would always come to her and be like, what you're wearing is so bad, it's so short, it's so this, and she's like, she didn't go back there anymore, and that almost affected her whole relationship.
That's really bad.
But you know, the funny thing is that whenever they said, oh, this thing is bad, we never asked why. Especially in church. You just did.
You just accept it.
They're afraid to ask why.
And you know, the funny thing is, if they tell you why, they'll be like, this is actually pointless. Why should I listen to you? For example, they say, oh, don't wear that tight skirt. Why? The why would probably be, oh, we don't want men to look at
oh my God.
Listen, I lost in a certain way. They say, oh, we don't want you to, you know, make men, you know, lose focus in a certain way. Or you don't want to be, you don't want you to be unsafe in church. In the sense that, oh, you don't know, they might take actions on what they are seeing. But then it comes from a place of fear. They are scared for you. They don't want you. Instead of them to let you.
And most of the time,
invent your own fear.
Exactly. But they went through that same experience
but
too.
Your experience is not your experience.
Exactly.
I think for me personally, I think that it's really wrong, especially when it comes to church, that somebody will just walk in, you know, dressing the way that, you know, they were expecting them to dress, and then you gotta always start telling them that, oh, you can't dress up like this, you can't do this. But some people are very innocent. You don't even
They don't know.
For you might be, oh, this person's like 30 years old, they should know
They
what they're
don't.
doing, but it's like, no, they don't. Because that's not, nobody was there to actually show them, tell them, to guide them. That's why it's always very important, especially in a church place, like you're saying, to always, like, no matter what, the way we speak, we should always speak with love, no matter what. Even if, like, because it's very, you don't know, like, that's what.
So do you think we should? So do you think we should say something, or if you see someone who, like, for example, you see someone coming to church and they're like, what they
I feel
wear,
like you need to build a relationship.
would you say it?
Because imagine a random person comes up to you and say what you're wearing is wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like, you need to say hi, like, how are you? Like,
I think the way you address it, the way you talk matters, right?
You
can't just come and say, oh, this way you're dressing.
exactly.
But your intonation and everything will make it so.
Do you judge women on what they wear?
No, I don't.
No, I think I want to say no.
No, but be real.
Majority of men do say.
In fact, I want my wife
It's the
Okay,
way
these
you
are not
judge
yes,
everybody. Oh, if you dress in a certain way and come to a place, like if you're coming for an official and you dress haggardly, I would address you the way you are.
Yeah.
Based on my own experience, like I'm saying yes for a lot of guys, because a lot of guys judge women by the way they dress, which is wrong. The moment they see someone, they're like, oh, that person must be
No, and I agree. And I think girls, I know girls do it as well, because we judge each other more than I think men judge us. To be honest, like, you look at what another girl's wearing and be like,
What's she wearing?
like, you know, in your head, you're already thinking, what is she wearing? But I was talking about, what was I saying? I was saying, you know, that whole experience and can stop you from actually growing spiritually in your faith. And I think going back to how I transformed in a sense was, you know, I forgot that Bible verse, but it talks about the renewal of your mind, like the transformation of your mind. And honestly, I don't think, yes, you can say it in love and you can do this, but it's not because of the person that you change. It's because of the Holy Spirit that actually helps you, like, and it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just
it doesn't.
one day you're wearing this, the next day you're Mother
The Bible never
Teresa.
said the first day you were like, you look like Jesus. Like,
Exactly,
you
it's
begin
the
to look like him
process.
every day.
I wanted to go back to, there's a verse that I saw, 1 Timothy verse 2. and it talks about modesty, actually. It says, and I want women to be modest in appearance, that they wear decent and appropriate clothing and not draw attention to themselves by the way they fix their hair or by wearing gold or pearls or expensive clothes.
Even Jesus is saying no.
That wasn't Jesus, auntie.
That was Jesus speaking through to
So, this verse obviously is talking about different things that happen within the church. First of all, what do you think it's talking about? What I got, at least, it was like, don't come to church being all like high and mighty, focusing on how many gold chains you have, how many this, how many that, instead of focusing on why you're really
exactly.
at.
I think another angle would be if you dress like that, of course you'll be distracting people in church. You take away the main aim of coming to church, like the intentions of what other people are going to do in church. If you of course you come with the
But that can also be argued on the other side of why are you then focusing on someone's appearance at church?
So what
It's true.
Before we jump to that fire, which I'm about to but my own understanding of that verse, we have to also look at the time. That time we're talking about. I feel like when we say church, right, you're coming to church, you're like literally you coming to worship God. It's all about God. It's not about you. And I think at that time, everything that they were putting on, it was kind of like an idol to them. They were worshiping those like idols. For them, it was all about like all these rings and chains and the way I dress and all that. So Paul was pretty much telling them like when it comes to church, you have to lose yourself. Let go of your ego, let go whatever you have aside and focus more on God.
So I guess in that context, then modesty isn't just about the physical appearance, but
it's
also
both
about
inside
the
and outside.
And then, because if you go on and you keep reading, there's another verse that says, so many people are not focusing on their inner spirit. They're only focusing on their outer appearance. And God is looking more at your inside. He's looking at your inside. Because when we all spoke about modesty, we spoke about clothing, and it led to women straight away. And I feel like it's both ways. It's both like, yes, for me, I feel like there are things that you wear that could turn. Look, sometimes we just wear things because
you like
it and it looks good.
That's it.
And it feels comfortable. Not necessarily to turn heads. Other times, you do want to turn heads. You want those heads to turn, 100%. But why is it always that women wear this, if girls wear this?
It's always directed.
You'll cause your brother to fall. You'll cause your this.
It's always accountable. The responsibility is put on women to. So salvation.
Do you know that I could be covered from head to toe?
And they were still looking.
And some uncles, you're really grown. You are really grown.
More than that. It's more so about the body that's behind it.
I think you should correct yourself and say some.
Some. Men.
For a lot of men, for example, the moment you literally even you just at the beach, underwear, there's trouble. There's trouble.
It depends on the woman, right?
Are you normal?
No choice. I'm being real. Depends.
Yeah. Because not
So
always
you say a woman will not attract
it depends
you.
where you're trying to. And that's what we coming from the Bible verse that talks about that you should not look at anyone or a woman last time.
Either you lost or you don't.
There's not in between.
And most times,
Even
one
look.
like don't
The Bible's telling us we should not even look. Because the reason we shouldn't look, because that's literally you looking is deceiving you.
What I want to say, agreeing with your point, because someone actually told me, before I talk about the girls' side, someone actually told me this the other day. A lot of the pastors I know, I never actually noticed it, but when they talk to you, they're always looking at your feet.
I've noticed it.
And I was like, I never actually noticed it. And he explained, because any small thing can make you fall.
What I was going to say was, is that saying that then, because the responsibility has been put on women for so long, men aren't even attempting to discipline themselves in that?
Yes, I love that question.
Men are disciplined yourself.
No,
Not all men.
not all men.
Most men.
Not all men.
Because it's always on the
Because I
woman
see
to
some
make sure
people
that
moving
the
mad.
guy is not falling. But then that leaves them they're not learning if they're not.
It's sad because society's planned that way.
Yeah.
You have a girl child and a male
Exactly.
child.
They want to
be.
You're already scrutinizing. Oh, why
Yeah.
are you scared like that? If I can't pinch
No, I
you,
feel it's different.
Because I also Yeah, the sad part is because the reason they protect women the most because of all these abusive and all these things that happen.
So that's why
stemming from the fact that men haven't been giving that.
I get how to respect. I think you're right. That's how we should be also treating men on how you should respect women.
Yeah, rather than leaving that to them, just the women, because then we can do our part.
Everything's on the women.
But then, if the guys or the men aren't doing their part into making sure this is a good or safe space for all, then
it needs to be on both sides.
It's redundant. So we can't discuss modesty and not completely
talking about it.
Right.
But I do want to touch on the fact that fruit of the spirit, love, joy, peace, patience. One of them is self-control. Now, a lot of more emphasis needs to be placed not on
both sides.
Can you calm down? Not on what we're wearing, but more on building your self-control. Because everybody, this is for everybody, but
everyone
needs to build more on the self-control. Because what's the verse? We're not of the world, but we're in the world, right? So you cannot close your eyes to everything. You can't close your eyes to everything. You're gonna see something. Everybody should practice self-control. Okay, instead of putting blame on a specific gender or putting. I'm not saying. Did I say standing?
Some people are.
Standing.
Some people putting blame on a specific gender. I also wanted to talk about. As men, when you see a woman in a specific light, okay, let me even say it. Let me say,
please.
Okay, sorry. You know, let's say you see exactly what you like everything is there. She's a baddie. She's a baddie.
He's a nice spice.
That's something that you would be attracted to, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Period. You'll be attracted to it. Now, why is it that, because I've been noticing some men, they will rather pick girls who are showing everything. They don't really choose the girls who are dressing appropriately and modestly. Why is that?
It depends.
I think I agree with that. It depends because if someone, for example, back to my own experience, if a guy literally trying to pursue a woman, because for a long time, like I won't actually want to pursue my love with this woman and want to marry them in the future and stuff like that. Man, when I see you like dressing modest, I'm like, man, that's a wife. Yeah. Even though you might be deceiving me, you might be acting for me. For me,
you dress like a body.
I'm not God. So Shana, I'm not.
You can't look like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Being a body is a different thing.
No,
inside.
No, you just said you can't wife. But that doesn't mean you won't be with her. That's my point. A lot of guys like to use them first.
Like a crab.
And then when you're ready to now marry, that's when you're looking for money.
Did I tell her I'm married to her?
Like I was saying, it depends on the guys, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like we are not God to really know who that person is, and that's why sometimes eyes deceive us. Whether 100% looking at Baddies or looking at someone that actually dress everything, you will be shocked and surprised. Like I'm sure you'll be shocked and surprised. The person that you think that they are bad, right? That actually they probably have never touched a man. They just dressed it because they're just comfortable.
I'm talking
she was
about,
like, why is it that the guys are choosing those ones that are dressing?
Yeah, like it's only when you want. I'm not talking about marry. I know the ones that you want to marry. But why is it only now when you're ready to settle down and when you're looking for somebody? Then you're looking at somebody who's not.
Let me just answer that question.
Or before that, you were looking for.
With the same question. If you meet a guy and you know that guy is still in the streets, would you plan to settle with him?
I think it's different for girls.
It's the same thing.
How do you know that?
If you see a guy who is well put together, you know when you see a guy that is
in the streets,
and you know a guy that is in the streets.
Not me.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
You don't know. No.
Because we show you shaking regardless.
Woman will be like, I already know what he wants. Come on. You girls always do that now.
But you know what I mean? Like for the street.
Yeah, Shana, you girls always do that. This one, I'm not gonna even go in depth with this one because I know he's a bad boy. Come on, man.
But no, but we tend to go. Oh. Chanel, go now. She's like, no, this one I know is the best. I know. Men and women are different. No, but if I didn't have a relationship with God, right? when you don't have a relationship with God, everything you're doing, you don't see anything actually wrong with it or things that you're doing. So if I meet a guy, I find him attractive, we like each other, and if he says, hey, come to church with me, of course I'm going to go first. I still don't know anything about God. Yeah. So of course first I'm gonna go to impress him first.
You talk about attractive. No, I want to pick up something that you say, if I find him attractive and I bring Jeje, why does it always be like finding a guy attractive?
Are you going to hang out with someone that you're not attracted?
It doesn't have to be physical though.
No, but one definition of attractive is always physical.
No,
most of the time. What's your definition of attractive?
Different things. I can be so attracted to you by what you say. If you're able to stimulate me mentally,
okay, now you're going somewhere.
Your manners.
I just need an explanation.
Physical attraction, it's a lot.
You need 3 women to be
that's his own interpretation. Go
personality, your mind.
That's saying when he thinks of attractiveness,
you are physical.
I wanted to understand what's the definition.
I will bring it back to you.
Now I get it. It's good that you say. No, I don't. No, definitely not. No, me. Character. It doesn't matter whether you come from a village, you don't have money, you're poor, and all that. For me, it comes. No, it's true for me. For me personally.
No, don't take me yet. I think for women, when they get to that bus stop that, I'm ready to settle, then character begins to smell nice. Yeah, and things like, the way it's because time is fast. It might be very stupid, but
but that goes the same for men too.
Yeah, so don't say, it's because it smells.
Let me tell you to the men.
No, for real. Before I even look at somebody's face, literally, if you walk past me and you smell a certain way, my head will literally turn. It's like
self-control, please.
Because Chanel, you don't know. You can bring that person and say, they can start putting you.
Mind it for now. I don't target that person in water. I'll be screwed.
That physical smell.
This is a physical. You are allowed to choose your preference.
All those things are physical. Those are physical appearance.
If you've had a discussion with him and the way he talks on certain topics you like and you understand, physical. If you pass it like, I know for generally for women, is when you're approaching that bus stop that I need to settle down. Then, the way he talks, I like the way he prays.
And me as a man, I know when you're desperate. When you're desperate, I'll follow you. I'll do the same.
Let me try and bring everything. So for in the sense of modesty and dressing in women, if you dress too covered up,
it's a problem.
If you don't dress
let me just say, if you dress too covered up, they will not find you attractive. If you dress too covered up, they will call you
a whore.
Yeah, that's the summary.
Yeah, that's it. So women lose either way.
Either way,
you can't win.
You find a way.
That's why it's important to know what you represent, where you are, your relationship, who you represent.
Easy.
Perfect.
Easy.
Okay. We're all children of God, and just saying you're a child of God is not just all words without action. Being on a journey, because I don't know if you, hopefully you've all watched my channel. If you haven't,
dang, every video.
Oh, thanks. No, but it's all a journey.
I think it's also tied to learn to enjoy. Like we say, learn to enjoy a relationship with Christ. People would influence you and say, why are you not doing this now? You should be doing this now. You should be dressing like this now. If you, like you said, it's a journey. So learn to enjoy that process.
And another thing, once you fall, don't insult yourself. Like, I'm stupid. Why did I do this? That's what I learned from a pastor. Because the more you do that, you're not going to get out.
It's about self-talk.
So not like, I'm foolish. Why should I do this? The more you do that, you never get out.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on my channel. I thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.